Put cereal back to
Hey guys, welcome to Two Idiots on a Couch.
You might think we did this once already today.
I'm
We
having
did
deja
do this
vu.
once already.
Yeah.
We recorded for like 45 minutes and the computer just crashed and restarted itself. And because OBS is so special and awesome, it doesn't save when it does that. So,
Special.
you know, we're not going to redo it. We've decided that we're just going to record the podcast another day and we'll splice in this segment with that segment
Yeah.
with movie magic.
You got a nice little
Magic?
like for me, like 80% blue.
I'll think about it.
Magic.
Anyway, so we talked about a really cool article, which we may or may not talk about when we do the next segment. So who knows? You know, if
Very
we did, we did. If we didn't, we didn't. That's the way the cookie.
If you know, you
bananas.
know. If you don't know, you don't know.
So, but we're gonna go into it. So anyway, we're gonna go into our next.
That was scary. Look how it cuts.
I mean,
Oh,
it's
that
kind
is-
of lined
yeah.
up, but it's pretty close. It is really close.
It's weird.
Do I have to like go on an angle like that way?
See, they-
no, do I have to go?
Unfortunately,
okay.
the audience
Oh, there we go. I
can't
have to
see
go
this,
like I have to
but
go further. I have to go further back. Oh yeah, they can't see. That's right. We have the cameras like stitched in the middle, so like we can like.
You have to like
see
do a
the other-
screenshot of it so they just see.
yeah. Can you? So like you could do like the multiple Oh no, it's two separate feeds, isn't it?
What do you mean?
Can you make that like? Will you take both cameras and set as separate feeds?
Yeah, I could take the full video and just show.
But
a
can you like
screenshot.
do like just like one right down the center, where it gets like captures both cameras, but like crops it in the center? You know what I mean?
just do a square of the center?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, like-
that's
so,
when
like,
I
you
import
see-
the footage as what will be, or that's what.
So like
Premiere
you
does,
see as
so.
is, where you can see like this
Yeah.
theme there.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely can do that. But I'll put a screenshot of what it looks like, or maybe a small clip of that with both cameras.
Little
But
Flippity flip.
the next segment that we're doing, because we started a segment that was the article, but now we're going to I don't have a name for this segment. I think I just wrote Nerdgasm in our podcast notes. So this is the Nerdgasm segment where we talk about something nerdy that we really like, whether it be a movie, TV show, video game, bananas, you know, nipple. But
Is that the gasm part of nerd? The banana?
Yeah.
maybe. And just last week we talked about banana.
I feel bad every time I
stumbled
go to
upon
say
my
something,
secret.
I gesticulate and I smack his leg, and I think I've started to make Jesse uncomfortable.
I think I saw no.
I felt bad because I keep doing it because like his knee's right there and my
Well, that's
hand
his
goes
fault for
right
putting his
here.
fucking knee there.
It's true. Okay, as long as everyone knows that's whose fault it is. Okay. Phew.
Yep.
So, this week on Nerdgasm, we decided to, and by decided, I don't know what I'm saying. We're going to talk about we're going to talk about Lego Star Wars.
I've never heard of that game. Could you tell me about it?
So, Lego Star Wars, in a long time ago, in a
Galaxy.
console.
Where though, and how long ago?
Why do you need to know that?
I need to know.
I think someone tried to like. So there was a really funny bit actually on Achievement Hunter. This just reminded me of it, where Gavin said, "Why don't they ever go to Earth?" And everyone made fun of him. And he was like, "What? What are you talking about?" He's like, "Yeah, why don't they go to Earth?" And then they're like, "Well, because it's far away." He's like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "It's just a long time ago." And he goes, "No, it's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away." But he makes a good point. They go to different galaxies, so like, why don't they just come here? It's just
Yeah.
a long time ago. It's just Earth not there yet, you know?
No, they stay in the same galaxy. They go to different.
Earth-
I
go
said the outer
hard.
rim. I guess you're fair. They do technically stay in the same galaxy, right? They do go to like the outer rim and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Anyway, Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga came out a couple weeks ago, and
Did it come out a couple weeks ago?
April 5th.
April.
Yeah,
Oh,
2 weeks
wow.
ago. And we've all been addicted to it. It's very, very,
Do you
very,
find it
very,
weird
very
that Beat
good.
is speaking on our behalf?
No,
So hard. I'm
see. I
totally
agree
not
with him,
addicted.
so I'm letting him speak for me.
Oh, okay. Damn it. Jesse.
It's
Damn
like,
it.
if you disagree, speak now or forever hold your peace.
You might be right.
But me and Jesse I got it the day it came out. Jesse got it a few days later, and then Leah got it a few days after that. And ever since we got it, we've been very addicted to it. It's an incredibly good game.
No, it really is though.
It is
I-
like next level Lego.
I've
like,
been enjoying every bit that I played,
Yeah.
thus far.
It's very interesting because it's very much like before when you heard of a Lego game, you were like, oh, okay, so it's like a wash down, like blocky, like sort of like mechanics, very light mechanics and stuff like that. But this game has like some really like modern mechanics. Like with the lightsabers and like the different combos and
Yeah.
the shooting and melee and the being able to actually like aim now instead of just like walk back and forth in circles and shoot
Yeah,
until it
like
hits
tank
something.
controls, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, they did such an incredible job just making this a really amazing game that just has Lego graphics.
I didn't expect it to live up to expectations because, like, my experience with Lego games is the previous Lego Star Wars, which was fantastic, and that's
Yeah.
what I grew up with and I loved. And then other Lego games, which were like mostly lackluster. There were some that were okay, but overall, like we talked about, I think it was Hobbit or something that was just like awful.
Yeah, so The Hobbit or Lego Lord of the Rings was not very
Really
fun.
bad, really awful and upsetting. And so I was trying to keep my expectations very low for this, but holy shit, did it surpass expectations.
This Lego team, if they went back and redid Lego Lord of the Rings, it would be incredible.
Yeah.
Because, like, I can imagine the archery system would be really awesome. I can imagine the fast traveling and everything. Like, the traveling in that game was not great at all.
It also was, I think it was Hobbit, but I'm not positive if I'm mixing it up with a different Lord of the Rings one. But the way you got to each level is just you move another square. And it's like,
Oh, I can't remember.
it ruined the fun that you kind of get in Lego Star Wars, where you like walk around to get to the location. You travel to
Right.
that part of the galaxy.
Which, to be fair, if you remember the original Lego Star Wars, the complete saga, it wasn't like that. Like, you just played a level, and
but you
went
could,
back
but you
to
at
your...
least went to that base area. There was at least like a hub.
I don't think the hubs were until the original trilogy levels, because I think
I
in
only remember that.
the complete saga you were just in the cantina to go, and you would like...
But there was a physical place you were in within the world of Star Wars.
Yeah, but
Because
you,
in
like...
Hobbit or whatever, the one I'm thinking
Yeah,
of,
sure, it was
it's
just
just
a
a
map.
path.
Yeah.
It's literally just a path and circles. And that was almost like really upsetting.
Because I just played Lord of the Rings, but I even
forget
play a
which one
lot
it
of
is.
Lego Lord of the Rings, so I could just be forgetting. But yeah, like like Lego Star Wars, still you could at least walk around. There was stuff to do in each like hub thing, because I think for each movie there was a different. Like...
I just felt like I was there more, and I was
and you walked into
that
doors
was
that
nice.
had the levels and stuff like that. But like that's where you could go, because I remember the hub was where you would go and customize your characters, because you had the different outfits you could put on them. Like you could put Jar Jar's head on like Anakin's body and like
That's
switch
actually-
that stuff out.
It's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
so yeah.
This one is so big though. Like when I saw that you can do free roam in the galaxy, like
Yep.
not even doing free play of a level, you can free play the galaxy. I was like,
Yeah.
bruh.
Yeah, it's really cool that the hub worlds actually transcend whatever story you're in. So, like, you can be in episode 2 and go to the jungle wastes on Tatooine, and the characters you talk to and stuff like that are characters that transcend the level layer. And so, like, if you're in episode 2, you could talk to someone who was talking about something that happened in episode 4.
Right.
Um,
Well, remember I pointed out
and
like it
stuff
was
like
like
that.
old Ben's house.
Yeah,
in
someone
episode-
said, like,
yeah.
oh, that's old Ben's house. Yeah, I went to somewhere where I was in the Jedi Temple, and I was playing as Obi-Wan, and she was like, oh, Obi-Wan came and talked to me about going to Camino and stuff like that. And it's like, I haven't gone to Camino yet, I'm Obi-Wan. Like, you're telling me this, you know? Like, so...
You're telling me my future?
Yeah, so, you know, like, the different people will just talk about different things. Like, I in episode 2, I picked up a mission to go to Yavin 4 from a rebel. And I was like, I'm in episode 2, there are no rebels, and I've no idea what Yavin 4 is yet. So, I have this... I'm towing this crate on the back of my ship for the last 4...
What?
I've been towing it since
Oh my
episode
God!
2,
actually
and I
kinda
won't
funny.
actually be able to deliver it, because it goes to Yavin 4. I
I
won't be
kind
able
of
to
love
deliver
that.
it. So every time I go through things, no matter what ship you're on, you have it. So,
Mhm.
It's
like...
actually kind of funny.
Yeah, so, like, I was on, like...
I saved up to get a big ship finally. That was fun.
Yeah, I have so much money now.
But you
it's
can't
crazy.
drive those, and I wanted to
No,
drive
he has the multipliers where he gets like the 2 times, 4 times, 6
Oh, the
times,
cheat
8
codes?
times.
Yeah.
Or you
They're
can
on
buy
cheat
them.
codes, they're
You
data
can get them as
cards.
cheat
Data
codes.
cards.
Sorry, cheat codes that are allowed. Like it's actually like within even my Nintendo Switch one. There's a thing
Yeah.
that's like if you take a survey, we'll give you cheat codes to.
Yeah, you can get input codes for the other things, but you also get the data pads, and the data pads are what let you buy the things for.
Yeah, I haven't bought any of those yet.
Because
I probably
found 3 or 4 data pads. So I actually yesterday I found the
Where do
last
you
data pad I
purchase?
needed in the question mark. So if you're looking at your menu and you
Yeah.
pass the episode 1, there's a little question mark, and then there's a thing that says data pads, and then you could buy everything. That's where you can buy like the Super Gonk. That's where you turn on mumble mode if you want to.
Yeah.
What?
So is this actually the first Lego game to have full voice acting?
No,
No.
I don't believe so. Full unique voice acting, maybe, because Lego Lord of the Rings used lines from the movies. The original Star Wars.
So
games had
many
mumble
Lego
mode.
games, the cutscenes had voice acting, but if you mean just when you walk up to them in the normal parts,
Just
I'm not sure.
I guess just in general, because I mean,
I think full voice acting. Yes, this is the
the
first
last
game with
Lego
full
game
voice
I
acting.
played was Lego Harry Potter, and that was just mumble. So
And I think that had some movie lines in it though, didn't it? In different,
Yeah.
yeah,
Did it?
in cutscenes and stuff. But I think when you went to talk to people, they mumbled.
Yeah, in the
oh,
cutscenes.
I don't. Yeah, unfortunately, I do not remember.
Because I
Wait,
think
did
that's
they
how Lego
mumble?
Lord of the Rings worked
I
too.
thought they mumbled.
You might be right. I can't remember.
I could have swore it had it, but I mean, like, I could just be mixing it up. To be fair, I don't. Both those games I started playing and I did not like. Like, I got Lego Harry Potter and I didn't really like it after playing through the first movie.
I was okay with that one. Like that one
They
was
were,
okay,
like-
but it still hasn't
Yeah.
lived up to this or the previous.
I think,
Star Wars.
I think the thing was the levels in Lego Harry Potter didn't match the movie enough to make them like
Oh, interesting.
interesting.
Okay.
Like if you
I
think
get what you're
about
saying.
if you think about Lego Star Wars, you play through these like exact moments and you almost get to kind of play them as they were portrayed in the
Yeah.
movie.
That's
like,
an interesting point.
like the pod
yeah.
racing,
Yep.
the mission with Obi-Wan and
I was impressed how much
Qui-Gon.
I liked the pod racing. I thought I
It's
was
actually
gonna
pretty
hate
good.
it,
I hate it because at first it was first person. I was like, this is gonna suck.
but I
And
also
was
like that
oh,
you
it's
don't
actually
have
kinda
to
fun.
actually win it. Like
No,
if you
you
wanted
don't.
to continue, you
Yeah.
didn't have to win it, and I
No.
actually appreciate that for people. Like I actually kept playing it to get everything because
Right.
you
I-
rubbed off on me. But
I
gotta go mini
went
games.
back to do like to retry that mission, and
Yeah.
I lost. But the way the game like reloaded it, and it just kept me falling through the map over and over and over and over.
There are a few. There
There are
some
some glitches I've
for
had.
Sure.
But I love
Yeah.
that they even had a cutscene for the end of the race if you win or lose.
Yeah,
And that was really cool.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
liked that.
There are definitely like I was telling Jesse, this actually reminds me a lot of KOTOR in the sense of like one of my favorite lines so far was I was Obi-Wan on Kamino just walking around and I came across just a Kaminoan who was just sitting there and you go up and talk and she was like, I've had some interest in, like, she's like, oh, you're a space traveler, you get to travel the galaxy, that's so cool, like, I would love to do that, I've been reading, and I'm really interested in Hoth, but I hear it's kind of cold, so if I ever get out of here, my first mission will be to find a scarf that'll fit my neck, which is such, like, it's such a stupid line, but it's such an in-depth, yeah, they probably, like,
That
that's
gives-
their humor. Like, they probably
Yeah.
would think about, like, oh, if I left, like, I need to find a big enough scarf, because there probably aren't a lot of people with gigantic necks
yeah.
in other places in the galaxy and stuff like that. And that stuff really reminded me of KOTOR, because KOTOR was very much like that. It was very limited, because, it was 10, 20 years... Oh my god, it's almost
It's
20
almost
years
20
ago.
years.
20
Stop.
years. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 20 years ago.
2004,
So
right?
every single character could have lines. So you would just walk past people and they might have like one line or whatever, and that's it. But like, it just reminds me so much of that. Like you go up and walked up to someone and they're just like, "Oh man, don't you just love the suns on this planet?" Or like, "Don't you just?" And it just really makes the world feel.
It has felt immersive.
Yeah, and this game really does a good job of that. Like all the different Lego people walking around, all the different people that you can just talk to that have their own rumors, like having to have a protocol droid to understand certain people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
stuff
always
like
like that.
that.
Yep.
I've been really enjoying that.
Yeah.
I've been enjoying that I can treat the game the way I like to, where when I initially go to play a level or explore an area at first, I am more doing it the way of like the movies would,
Mhm.
where I'm like, okay, I'm like going on those missions and that's what I'm doing.
Right.
And then when I come back in free play, it's like there was a purpose to come back because I actually
Right.
couldn't do all of it in
Yeah.
the normal story mode anyway.
Right, I've definitely had to. I was telling Jesse that like because I'm a completionist, like they would take like I remember when I went to Tatooine the first time, I got like 26 out of the 33 bricks the first time.
Yep.
And I didn't really want to, like I wanted to do the story. In my head I was like, okay, I'm gonna go do the story. And then I would just like go like hop up and be like, but there's a brick over here. Oh,
Yeah,
there's a
yeah.
brick over here. And I just did that, and it was really hard for me to like break away from doing that. And it's like I can come back here and like collect these bricks.
It makes
later.
it even harder when you get the upgrades that show like the little glints.
That's what I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
That's-
I have that now
That's that
too.
one.
Super tough because it's
It's
like now I
definitely- it's
really
like, I
gotta
see
go
it.
get them. Yeah.
I'm
Especially
really
when
close
I'm
to it.
first playing a level, because when I first play a level, I try to almost not do any of that because I'm like, I don't want to take away from my enjoyment of like the storyline.
Yeah.
And so with the highlighted of it, I'm like, but it's so close.
Yeah.
So when I play a mission for the first time, my highlights actually don't show.
I know.
I don't see highlights.
I
when
wasn't
first
having them
play of a
appear on
mission.
certain
only in
characters.
free play.
Oh, interesting.
Because I had that from like episode 2 pretty much.
Yeah.
Maybe it
And
was
then
when I was
remember-
replaying one.
Because I remember
just
going through a
confusing it.
mission and not seeing the like where they were. And I remember specifically because I was looking for I was on Kashyyyk and I was looking for a mini kit and I didn't know like where it was, and I saw like where it might be, and then I played on the second one. I realized like, oh, it's up there somewhere because I saw the thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's got to be up there somewhere. And then when I replayed it,
There's some levels I've had to replay so much because I keep passing something and not noticing it because of how like the battle goes, and then it becomes a cutscene so quickly that
It does. Yeah. Yeah.
I had to
one with
replay
Darth
the Count.
Maul, I
I
kept
had to-
fucking
Yeah.
up a mini kit
Yeah,
there.
I had to keep replaying the Count Dooku one because it wasn't. You have to use the Force to kill a Geonosian and
Mhm.
kill a battle droid,
Mhm.
and the amount of times I kept because I didn't know where to find battle droids. So I like ran around the entire map, didn't find any. I was like, maybe they spawn with Count Dooku. The amount of times I triggered Count Dooku by accident,
Are
I did it like
you-
6 times.
Were you purchasing like hints to get challenges or something?
I
buy
accidentally
rumors
did that
first.
once, but also you
Because, like,
apparently don't need to.
You have the 3 challenges towards like the end of every.
Yeah, when you
like,
beat a
boss
level,
They
the
show
first-
you.
Yeah, when you beat the
but they're
level the first
locked
time,
still
it,
after.
Yeah, but
yeah,
you
it
can
shows
then.
you them.
Honestly, what I've just been doing is if I need help, I just Google where what it means because it's
I just
like
buy the rumors.
I'll either buy
I
it
gotta,
or do
I
that.
gotta
So much
say, there's that when you're on Mustafar fighting Obi-Wan and like
Yeah.
Padme is just like knocked out on the ground. There's the cake there.
Yeah,
If you force pick up the cake and
you throw it
at
in.
it,
It's a challenge.
and the challenge is let them eat cake. Or,
Yeah.
like,
I do
Uh-huh.
love that some of the challenges that I've accidentally done, like that's been really
Yeah,
cool.
that was,
when
like,
I
I was
stumble
like,
upon
Yeah,
doing
so
a challenge.
I did the cake. I'll usually buy the challenges on the second go around, like the rumors. But
Yeah.
sometimes I'll start the.
He's Mr. Moneybags. He's got all the.
I have like
I don't
I
have
have
that much money. I spent
700
three-
million.
I spent 3 mil on a Trade Ship Federation, like.
Am
You
I
bought the
just-
trade. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
told him about that
Am I
too.
just
And so I've
playing
been
this
waiting
wrong?
since.
You have to
then.
do space battles. You have to go to
I was just
Geonos and
playing
do the
this game
space battles,
wrong.
and the.
I don't
the
know why
trade
you don't have
fairs
3
and shit
mil.
will go
No.
To
I
be
bought,
fair,
I bought the first 2 times multiplier.
I
which
don't
is
have
1
that
mil,
yet.
and then I am almost at 2 mil.
I didn't even know you could buy those. Like I haven't. I
Yeah,
didn't
well,
go
that's
look
how
for
he's
I'm
got
at
all of his.
That's smart.
3,840 times.
Yeah.
Like, times
I
two.
honestly.
Well, so here's
I've
what.
just been playing so much and like roaming, like so I've just
Yeah.
been getting money that way.
Well, so as I walk through every single level, I'm constantly spamming the Force to break everything. So
Yeah.
I finish a
Same.
Well, that's
level
what I
with
do
like
too. Yeah.
I've a
200,000.
I just feel like it goes
and
so
I
slow
replay every level
sometimes.
like 8 times.
I have an
because I have to
unrelated
do all the
question
challenges.
because I'm playing on a different platform than the two of you.
Yeah.
You're both playing PC. I'm playing Switch. Have you had any game breaking stuff
Like what?
that's crashed the game?
No.
I've had
Yeah.
2.
Yes, I've had the game crash.
The game
once.
crashed
Okay.
several times. Let me know.
But-
Okay, because I was starting to worry.
maybe
I was like,
twice.
is it a Switch thing? But it makes me
One-
feel a little better that it's not a
One
Switch thing.
being, I actually brought this up to beta. It was the fight with Jango Fett. My screen
Oh.
went black after the cutscene.
Oh, I've
Yes!
had that. I have had
Oh
that.
no, but not the fight. It was before the fight when you're first meeting him.
Oh no,
And his
mine
thumb?
was
I
like-
had that.
Mine went
Mine went
black,
black
but you
at
could
me
hear
and
everything.
I
And so I restarted because it didn't. Once it even went into
Yeah.
the scene, it didn't work.
Yep.
The
So
level.
so like I walked up. I remember I accidentally like ran through the thing to start the mission, and then instead of hitting B, I hit A by accident. So it started the cutscene, but it didn't. It just faded to black.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think what's supposed to happen is it just shifts the camera, goes into cinematic mode. Like
Yeah.
I don't actually think they're pre-rendered cutscenes. I think they're just like normal
As they happen. Yeah.
cutscenes, and I think it just sets the scene for whatever's supposed to be there. So if you're playing, like, if you're in free play, you're playing a different character, it switches you to be the character you're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I think sometimes when that happens, the camera gets, like, turned around or lost or something like that.
Okay.
And then because it doesn't finish in the place it's supposed to finish, the game's just like, well, we can't move on to the next thing because the camera's not in the spot it's supposed to be. And then the game just, like, stops. I haven't had that very recently, though. I had that when the game first came out, but I think there was an update not too long ago that I think might have fixed it.
I should check if there's an
for the most
update on
part.
Switch. I haven't looked.
I think it should automatically update for you if you're connected to the internet. Because every time I turn my Switch on, it will always like try and.
But I think I
start
have to
update.
be out of the game, and I don't think I've
Oh.
exited the game. I think it's just permanently
on
up.
consoles, though, I feel like I never did that. Like, I almost never exited games. Like, I think my
Yeah.
Spider-Man's still running on PlayStation. I haven't opened it in, like, 4 weeks, so...
That's funny.
So whenever I check... Because now they go into
Other
sleep
break
mode,
was.
like... That
But
was
it
where
wasn't
I
a
had a few...
cutscene.
I just had a couple times where it went to black, where I had to... I've never had the game, like, crash. I've had to restart...
Oh no, I
the
had
game
an
crash.
error that crashed.
I had the game crash once.
Yeah.
But I've had to exit a couple times. for
I've
that
had it
black
crash
screen
once, and I had
glitch.
to exit once. Okay, so that
Yeah.
seems at least on par. So it's not
Yeah.
like
I've
a
seen...
console-specific thing.
I've seen
My-
some funny TikToks though of people that get stuck like going on a speeder and they're like, "It says to kill the stormtroopers, but I can't," and it's just going it forever forward, and that's it. And I've seen some where it's just like, "I'm just trying to do the
Can I-
trench run, and I can't." And just
I-
constantly going forward. So I think it's those missions where like you'll keep going in a straight line until you complete whatever the objective is, and then
Yeah.
enemies just bugged out and won't spawn in or whatever.
Did you do that mission on Tatooine where you escort the gonk droid? Or the gonk?
No, but I did pick it up. So I've
So-
decided to pick up all the side missions and not do them.
Yeah,
I did
same.
that, and I got like to the very end there,
Yeah.
and like it just bumps into a person, which I thought was kind of funny. So
Yeah.
it bumped into like an NPC and stopped, and then it jumped over the NPC, and I was like,
Nice.
and I got that on my shadow play capture, and I go,
Yeah.
that was so like such an interesting encounter for like a video game, like just
Yeah.
following a path.
So,
So
sorry.
I had such a bad glitch on the quest where you're trying to save holy hell. I'm drawing a blank.
Princess Leia,
No.
Padme.
No, you're trying to save who gets taken by the fucking bounty hunter. And Leia doesn't want to leave without him. Oh my god.
Han?
Yeah, thank you.
Oh wow, you're so far ahead.
Yeah.
I haven't. I just started like 4.
Okay, it's not a spoiler thing,
No,
but
it's
there's a
God, so like it's taken in Star Wars.
No, I didn't even
What the-
I mean, I wasn't going to spoil anything about like the Lego aspect
no,
of the
yeah.
thing, but there's one part where you have to use a specific type of Lego character to remove something.
Mhm.
And I did it, but the thing it removed within the game like stayed, I guess. Like it
Oh.
was removed, but the game thought it wasn't.
Got it.
So I ran around for almost an extra hour trying to figure out where the fuck I'm supposed to go because it wouldn't let me pass the area. And it just turned
Yeah.
out to be a glitch. And I was so mad. I was like, what? Because I like randomly decided to restart it because I was like, I feel like I'm supposed to be able to get past
Yeah.
this.
So-
So I restarted the level and it was a fucking glitch.
On the mission when you're going to kill Count Dooku on Grievous' ship at the beginning of episode 3, there's a thing where there's a bunch of the force fields that pop up, and you
Yeah.
have to do different things. And on one of my replays, I had to get to a certain area, but I was playing R2 and I walked into one of the things, and one of the force fields, and I glitched like through it. But the force fields to get into the other rooms to like even turn off the force fields,
Yeah.
they're on the other side of the force field. And the thing to turn off that force field, you need R2, and R2 has to be on the other side of the force field. And I was like, and then I was like, okay, well, I'll just like trigger the cutscene with Dooku then. Because at this point, I didn't know that you can just like quit a level in the middle and still save all of your
Yes,
your
I was so happy to figure that
progress
out.
for
Yeah.
everything.
Mini
Go back
kits
to
and
that.
challenges and everything. Like if you get a challenge or get a mini kit or get a collectible,
And you
that
just quit,
saves.
it
Yeah.
saves.
Mhm.
I don't know if I want to go through that painstaking slow menu before.
No, you just quit if you quit the level. You don't quit to the main menu.
Yeah, yeah,
So you can hit
yeah.
quit level, it'll just, so like, for instance, like, I replay the level pretty much right after I
Sorry.
finish it, so, how dare you. So, like, I remember I did the mission with, Obi-Wan fighting Grievous, and then when you finish that, Mace Windu, you're doing the mission where Mace Windu goes to confront Palpatine.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just like replay the mission. Obi-Wan, I would quit out the level when I got a mini kit, but I had to like go back to go to a different area or whatever. And you just spawn in as Mace Windu again, and then
you
you
don't
can just
need to
replay
get all
again.
the mini kits in like
No.
one go. You
No.
can do
Nope.
like one time, one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's on it. When I realized I could do that, it saved me so much headache because it was like, say
I
I
was
knew where
like-
something was, or I knew how to do one challenge. I was like, I just want to get that done and like
Right.
Yeah,
move on.
I thought there was like I was like, there's no fucking way in hell I'm getting like 5 mini kits in like one.
Yeah,
but
that's
it's also
really
it's frustrating
hard
when
to do.
I was more annoyed when I first thought you had to fully play through levels when it was like the ones where it was full battles.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't have to fucking do this battle again to go get a kit that's in the beginning of
Yeah.
this stupid thing. So I was happy to figure
I
that
always
out.
hated like the because there are a lot of levels where some challenges are at the
I'm
very
just hitting
end
both of you.
of the level. Like specifically on Kashyyyk, there's one where you need the AT or the ATST, and you have to kill the other ATST as well as kill 3 stormtrooper or 3 clone troopers.
Mhm.
That's at the very end of the level. So I'd finished the level, and then I realized that was the challenge, and so I had to replay the entire level to get back to that point to do that and like not kill the stormtroopers. So like, or the clone.
Those are
troopers.
the annoying ones.
Yeah, because I had found the ATST and I had the other ATST that I could kill with it, but like I couldn't get to the other clone troopers to kill them. So I killed the ATST but couldn't kill the clone troopers. So I was like, I gotta replay the whole fucking level again.
No.
Yeah, I've had to replay a whole bunch. I think the one I had was most frustrated with was the in Clone Troopers, the factory, the droid factory.
That one, yeah.
You know what I found interesting about that? So, there's a part that they say you have to do in free play because you need Anakin and Padme somewhere else. And you actually don't need to do that in free play. You can get them over there.
So what's funny is I'm pretty sure every single challenge in the first and second episodes you can do first time through.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Except no challenge. Actually, challenge wise, I think in the first and second episode, challenge wise, you could do all of them.
Yeah.
You can't do the mini kits for sure.
I was
but you
doing
can do
a
the
lot of,
challenges.
like-
But I was just shocked because
And 3 was the only one where it's like take the bounty hunter path.
Oh no!
and
Wait,
you're
there
like,
was no. It was a mini kit in it. Sorry, not a challenge.
Yeah.
Where you need to get a mini kit that's like hanging. And
yeah, you
hit
have to.
it,
You
you
have to
can get them over there. It's a pain in the ass, but you can fucking do it.
Oh yeah, you can eat. So I actually did that with Padme, but it was on my free play one because I just didn't know how to shoot it. Like I didn't know I had to shoot it off. I thought I had to hit it, so I kept hitting it, and
Oh
then I
my
kept
God,
getting knocked off by the thing.
I
I
spent
was like, "Fuck it, I'll
so
just beat
much
this and come back
time
on
trying
free
to hit
play."
it.
Because I didn't know you had to shoot, so I was shooting it like from the other side. I was like hitting it with the lightsaber. I was trying to jump into it. Nothing was working. You have to like go to the middle and turn around and go backwards, and a target shows for like 5 seconds.
There's so many things
I
that
spent so
like,
much
yeah.
time hitting that and nothing happening. And I was like, "Am I
Yeah.
stupid?"
There's so many things like that though, where it's like I didn't realize there's targets like that are
Yep.
like right behind you. And
Yep.
it's like, oh,
That's been, once figuring that out. That's been so helpful. I'm like, look for a
Yeah.
target.
I've been trying to like, because I realized that like I want to obviously get all the bricks and everything, and that will be.
I think I hit 300 by the way.
I think I'm at 3 something as well.
I have no idea what I'm at.
But I went through and I was like, I will do every brick on Tatooine because I was close anyway. So I was like, let me just finish Tatooine because I was just like watching Family Guy and I was like, it's probably good to just watch a TV show while doing this because it'll take forever if you just like sit there and
I
start
tried
the
doing
game.
that. I can't.
I can't multitask.
Yeah, I will say it's very, very hard to multitask, but because I'm just getting bricks, I can like kind of like hear.
I could listen
jokes
to a
and stuff.
podcast and do it. I don't know if I could watch something
Like-
else.
Like
2 idiots on a couch.
That was me knocking on wood.
I get something for that amazing segue.
but I was doing that and I realized that it would take forever to like do the to do all that. Like so I was like, I think I'm gonna spend a few days not playing the next episode and just kind of rounding up stuff on some of the planets because like besides the side missions that I know I have to do, which I'll do at the end because those actually some of them are really cool and in depth and like interesting. Like the one with the statues on
Yes!
Naboo, that was really cool.
That was
We have to
cool.
find
I still
the
haven't
different
done that one
pieces
yet.
and stuff. It's
Yeah,
very
that was
fun.
There's I can't figure out the last one.
There's one like I've done 3 on Naboo Zavar, and those are pretty much the only side quests I've done, and all of them have been awesome.
I
did
really
one
like
for-
the side
I did one
quests.
for Yaddle too on Tatooine.
Yeah, I don't.
You have to fight the crate dragon.
Yes,
I haven't done that one yet.
That was cool.
that was. I just spammed X.
Yeah, it wasn't that Creature Dragon wasn't that hard.
Now,
I've been impressed at like the side quests that I have done because I haven't done a lot because typically leave those to the end unless I just stumble into them. But I've been impressed at so far how unique each of them have felt. They haven't felt just like go on this mission and return this item for me.
Yeah.
And the puzzles have been fun.
Yeah, that too.
I hate puzzles, and I've really liked the puzzles.
I think they're just like a lot of them are the right amount of like ease, like the ones where you have to like shoot the target in a certain amount of time. They're actually fun figuring out what character can hop over the fastest to like get to the right places, or even some of the ones that are like tricky. You know, my favorite thing is that so many puzzles have had multiple solutions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it'll show a scavenger thing, and you're just like, but what if I jump from a high place with someone that can grapple? And then that works, and I'm like, oh fuck, I probably got like half of my bricks like by doing the wrong thing, and it's been really cool.
I completely agree.
Yeah, that's definitely been super fun. You need a scavenger for a few things, so I actually went and I started episode 7, and I started episode 7 because I figured you get Ray like really early on, so I played through the first level.
You don't have to go there to get a scavenger though.
Who's the other scavengers?
I got a Tusken Raider.
Oh.
I hadn't just like really walked around Tatooine yet to do that.
That's right.
Because I hadn't unlocked them yet.
Have a Tusken Raider.
You can
I'm
buy
further
them
along than you though.
after, I think episode 4. You can buy a Tusken Raider.
It might be.
Yeah. But I went to episode 7, got Ray, or I had to play through the first mission. Then you unlock Ray. And then I took Ray into the Geonosis battle because there's a door there specifically that you need.
Right, yeah.
And I'm trying to open the door. Scavengers have different tools, which at the time I didn't know that. But I'm trying to like do it. Yet. And I was like, oh, like why can't I fucking open this door? So I Googled it. So I Googled it and they're just like, you hold B. And I was like, it's not working. Like B doesn't work. Mm-hmm. So I realized you have to play. I had to play through Ray's mission first. Because she, like, through the story, finds the different tools.
So that's what I was going to say. Is like, even though I have the Tusken Raider, you have to play that specific mission to get the tools. So I still currently... There was a thing on Tatooine that you need a scavenger to get, like, one of the...
Yeah, there's a few where you need nests and stuff like that.
Yeah, I just jumped.
Yeah, there's so a lot of them, because of where the nets are, they also have bars. Mm-hmm. So as long as you have someone that can grapple, like,
I didn't do that.
I'll say
fell.
Early on, Jar Jar definitely like was like my character of choice for a lot of that stuff because
I did that in Naboo.
We don't have Jar Jar hate here. JarJar is fantastic.
Jar Jar in this was actually really funny. All the humor in this game is awesome.
It's been so good. It's been like
no.
I've been so impressed by the writing. Like I truly have.
It's also funny because that you're saying that because when I started playing this game, I had just finished Clone Wars all 7 seasons, and I had that post TV show depression. And then going into this, it's a lot of the same voice actors.
Yeah.
Oh,
if not almost all of them.
That's cool.
And Peter was saying, like, and it's even funnier hearing those same voice actors have their spin and twist on the humor that you wouldn't hear in the shows and the movies. And I was like, that's...
My favorite opening is the episode 3 opening where he's like, I didn't think I'd make it to retirement.
Oh, yes.
And then they're there and they're like, R2, open the door. But then he's sipping a coffee and Anakin's eating a piece of cake. That, to me, was the funniest fucking thing. Good. Yeah, the humor is definitely really, really good. I love, like, Qui-Gon in, when he was doing stuff, like, he was using the Force to, like, lift the boy up, to lift, like, Anakin up and stuff like that at the end of the race and stuff like that. Like, all of that was really funny. Even, like, when he died in, spoiler, Qui-Gon Jinn dies. But when he gets stabbed, they, like, beat Darth Maul, and he's like, yeah, and then he gets stabbed, he's like, oh, it's just, like, that stuff is so...
Right, all the things that would be serious moments, I appreciate that they're not because it's a Lego game, so it's like they bring what you want out of, like, a more like lighthearted version.
Right, like, you still get the sense of, like, oh, damn, he's dead, like, you know, and that's sad, because they have the moment where he's like, you'll train the boy or whatever, but, like, it's still funny and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable.
Yeah. It's really incredible, like, because a lot of people were very, like, they were like, this game's gonna suck, it's gonna be, because even Jesse was sending me articles that he was reading about people who were like, this game's gonna suck, like, people said this Lego Star Wars game's gonna be really bad and stuff like that.
Before playing it?
Well, there was just a lot of news coming out about it because it was delayed, people thought it was gonna be delayed, and then they were saying that these features weren't gonna be in it.
Yeah.
The biggest thing that's not in the game is the character customizer.
Oh.
You used to be able to mix and match different Lego pieces for different characters, and and because it was actually said at E3 one year, or like at some conference, like one of the head developers was like, "Yeah, it's going to be in the game," and then there was no mention of it at all. And they actually made a statement. And they were like, "Hey, this is actually going to not be in the game. Like, we don't know why that was in the interview. We didn't know, whatever, or like plans change or whatever." Mm-hmm. Sure. But there's also like I think there's 800 characters.
I was saying I'm definitely not
stupid. So
I didn't even buy the deluxe or anything, and I don't feel like I'm going to be bored of my character options.
I don't need the deluxe to get the achievement. There's an achievement to unlock all the characters, and I hope I don't need the deluxe edition to do that, because if I do,
I doubt it.
I'll be only $10.
Yeah, I mean, I'll end up doing it anyway.
But I was just glad that I definitely don't feel like I'm missing out by not having that. Like, I feel like there are
not at all.
So many characters,
and I'm
so excited to unlock each of them.
Send me a list. There's a list of the input codes that, because they tweeted out a bunch of codes and stuff like that. And you can type the input codes in, and it unlocks the character for you.
That's actually how I got C-3PO early. I got Darth Sidious early. I got the Bounty Hunter early. This is like in the first
all the
episode.
Holiday versions. I got the holiday version of Chewie. You get the holiday version of Darth Vader.
So like, there's one of the codes you put in for like C-3PO. It's like C-3P ho ho ho.
Yeah,
and you get like a Christmas theme.
Stop! Yeah. Send me these. Yeah.
Why
didn't you send me these?
You didn't
have
the game
when me?
Well, you didn't have the game
they
yet
hate
when
me.
He sent them to me.
It's on record.
I think he sent me that the day he got the game.
It's on record that I am hated.
Yeah, because actually I didn't play until he actually played before me, because I got the game. I played one mission with him on a call, and I was like, "Oh, wait till you get the game so we could play together," because we thought it had multiplayer. It turns out it doesn't, because it sucks. But
it does.
Well, you could do split screen,
like local
co-op.
It has local co-op. Yeah, but also because like I need that because I can do local co-op.
Yeah, and so
that might be fun sometime though on the big screen with my Switch. Like we could all play.
Yeah, I mean it would definitely be cool. I guess it does permanent split screen, which is okay. The old Lego games kind of were
it just zoomed
weird.
The camera out.
Yeah, because it would zoom in or zoom out, and like other games had the adaptive split screen as well that they added in, where it would like add a thing based on where you were, and it made me really like nauseous playing some Lego games like that.
I thought you could. Oh, I guess
in the other Lego games there was online co-op, and you could do that, but I think it's still split screening you anyway, like on the Complete Saga. So I thought maybe they would have fixed this and added that in, but they didn't, which kind of
bummer, but
sucks. But I mean, like, it's still been super enjoyable to play without doing that. You know, we didn't want to do remote play though, because then we both couldn't get achievements. Because if you do remote play,
that makes sense.
We found that out with playing Unravel.
I remember that was Spiritfarer. Yeah.
Yeah, so it just kind of sucks. Like only one account getting.
I wish that they would update that, but I get why you don't have to own it. I think to play, right?
Because it's not on your account, so like it doesn't have anywhere to put the achievements. You know, like because it's tracking them through the. Because technically, the other person's streaming the game to you, pretty much. So it has no way.
And only that person is launching it. You're not launching it.
So there's no way for it to like know to like give you the achievements and stuff like that. So I get why like it's.
Unless there's almost a way to be like share like. I don't know, share achievements of this stream or something.
So
you know?
It Takes Two did it the best because you could actually just get a friend's pass for the game. So like if I own the game and I wanted Jesse to play it, but we're online, and let's say we weren't even on Steam, you could actually download a version of the game that only lets you play if you're in somebody else's lobby that owns the game.
That's kind of cool.
So I could download the entire game, play it as long as I have a buddy that owns the game. And that's it.
That's not bad.
I think that had achievements.
We still didn't finish that.
Yeah, we still didn't.
My EA Play, yours ran out.
Mine ran out.
Yeah.
But I could do it now because that was before like I had money. But now I have money, so I could rebuy EA Play. Yeah, because I probably forget even more of the puzzles for that game. So, but yeah, I've been having that game is ridiculously fun. Like Lego Stars has been the
It's my favorite game in a while.
It's definitely one of my favorite games. It might be one of my favorite Star Wars games.
It's funny because like how every time the day we found out the release date, we go, oh man, like 12 more weeks, or oh
we
man,
would literally
like,
be like,
we
would just randomly be like April 5th.
Yeah. I was so hyped going into that, even when I saw like the earliest set of footage, even though it was just like not even real like actual gameplay, it was just scripted gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the thing that got me the most excited was seeing that you can aim with a blaster. Because that was always my thing I hate about Lego Star Wars, because it really just made you want to play a Jedi, and that was it. Because the blaster combat was awful.
I do remember only wanting to play a Jedi and being pleasantly surprised in this one.
Because the blasters were so bad, because it was literally just you, like, running in circles, like, shooting until, like, you hit something, you know? And now being able to, like, actually, like, sit and kind of be third person and aim at a target and stuff like that. Like, it's not perfect, but it's good enough.
I'll say even the ship combat's really good.
The ship combat is really good.
It's reminding me of Battlefront 2, but like
to dumb down. I like it gives you like the I have aim assist and stuff turned on, and it makes it really easy.
I should do
but well, they might not have, I know because of the Joy-Con like
good point.
thing, they might not actually have as like strong of a thing. But I know on PC,
like
my issue has actually been just my biggest issue with the space stuff has been directionally. Like,
well, so
I can't get my ship to stay.
It does something that other games don't do, which is that up and down on this pad moves you up and down, but left and right doesn't move you left and right. It turns your ship this way, and then on this one, up and down adjusts your height, but left and right like look left.
One's
it's
like
weird.
The camera, and one's
it's
the
weird.
actual.
Like you don't have a like a turn left and right,
like a roll
but like you do have like a
It's
I get what you're
a lot
saying.
to get used to.
It's definitely very odd, and I will say that's my problem with space combat in a lot of games, but like it's still definitely manageable. Like if I take a second to like and then like kind of like turn my ship to like straighten it out.
If I just take a second, it's fine. But I mean, like I really like Starfield. That was a game was it Starfield? Good thing I totally
Starfield's not out yet.
Starfield's Star something. There's a game I'm playing. It's with Star something, Star Arc, Star.
I know. Yeah, you mean on the Switch? I remember like the one that.
And like that.
You could buy $1,000 worth of things.
Which I would love to, but like. That's
or you could buy toys, right? You could buy
You could buy the toys. That's what I'm saying. Because I'm poor.
Star.
But they're discontinuing that.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, I think the toys weren't selling.
Yeah, well, they all cost a bunch of money.
But the game is still really enjoyable without that. You can also you can just buy it digitally now because people weren't really buying the toys.
Well, that's the thing is like the only Nintendo.
I was just saying that I like the flying in that. Yeah.
Nintendo themselves had amiibos, and those still sold okay. Still wasn't incredibly popular to like.
Because I think what ended up happening is unless you obviously are a figure collector, it didn't make sense to get them. So like Etsy sellers were selling the thing that the amiibo gives you, but it's cards, and you can buy the whole stack for like $10,
right?
As opposed to each figurine being $75 or some shit.
Yeah,
I was just thinking of Breath of the Wild for that. How I wanted the amiibo set for that, but I'm like, I don't have hundreds of dollars lying around.
Yeah, it was definitely like I remember being at college and there were kids that were playing that and they would like tap their amiibos in and stuff. The cool thing about the amiibos was that you could train, like you could have smash battles against amiibos because it would learn from you fighting it, and then you could like put your amiibo on and someone else put their amiibo and they could just fight each other.
That would be cool.
Like, would be good. So there was a thing that Rooster Teeth did in collaboration with Screw Attack, which was amiibo death battle. And that was a thing, like, you brought in your amiibo, you would have them fight, whichever one lost would get murdered. Like, they would crush it in some crazy, weird way. Like, they froze a few with, like, liquid nitrogen. They, like, put some in Iron Maiden and, like, closed the thing.
They have an Iron Maiden?
They made a small one for amiibos.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. That was pretty cool, because it's something you paid money for. Because some of those were expensive. Like, some people would take, like, their, like, you know... I don't know, was Pikachu one of them? I don't remember. Pikachu,
I'm sure it's possible.
Anyway, they would take ones that were expensive,
probably
like,
for Smash,
Golden Mario or whatever. And
yeah.
Those were like going for $75, and they would put them, and some of those would lose.
Oh my god!
And again, if you're fighting an amiibo, you think you're really good until someone else who's way better than you trained their amiibo.
Yeah. I would cry.
Completely crushes you. It was definitely very cool. All right. Well, this actually went a lot longer than I thought, but that just shows how much we love Lego Star Wars.
I hated the game, if you couldn't tell.
We're talking like for 20 minutes about Lego Star Wars, and we'll put it in with the other podcast. But I think, honestly, this was his own
segment.
Yeah. Pretty much so. Welcome to this entire podcast. It was the Lego Star Wars podcast. If you haven't
We're not sponsored yet, but we should be, because I think you were all sold on Lego
If you
Star Wars.
haven't played a Lego game in a long time, this is definitely a really good one to pick up. If you didn't like Lego games because they were Lego games, this definitely sort of changes that. Like, it still has the Lego feel, like everything looks Lego, but it definitely is like a much more polished experience than any other Lego game. And I will say, just one more thing, is that in all the other Lego games, everything looked like it was made of Legos, but it looked like it was a sticker of Legos.
Yes.
Everything in this game looks like it's made of Lego. And yeah, I mean, like, down to the 3D... Like, I showed Jesse the first day I got it.
First thing
we,
you
like,
showed
looked
me.
sideways. There's this door, and it's made out of, like, obviously solid pieces with some other pieces. And in the other Lego Star Wars games, and most of the other Lego games, you could look at that, and if you looked at it from a side angle, it like just was a flat piece. Yeah. But you can see the little tiny bumps on the door.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Like, the scale of... Someone compared the first shot of Episode 4 in the original trilogy Lego Star Wars versus in this game, and just the scale and the amount of pieces every, like, set is made out of is incredible. So, it also is visually, like, crazy stunning. But thank you for watching. My name's Beta.
I'm Guest.
Damn it, that was my name.
Oh, sorry, I'm Guest too.
Thank you for watching this episode of the Two Idiots on a Couch. Jesus Christ. If you want, you can go follow Leah on Twitch at Lhaze13. You go follow socials LHazeCK, or you can go check out their band, Chasing Kites Band, on most social platforms. Is it every social platform or is it most? Are they all Chasing Kites?
Yeah, the only difference is some are BND, not BAND.
Ah.
Because some have a limit on
Got
characters.
it. Okay, that's fair.
And I thought ban would be weird, so.
And you can stream their EP of Version Therapy on anywhere that you pretty much stream music, Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. You can go find the EP on all those places. And we will see you next week.